How's it going, everyone? It is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. Let's get into the picks from the last video. I gave a few picks, so start the new ones off here with app. And you can see the market is down today, testing and probing for some support. I think that's going to hold, but we're going to get to that in a second. App is doing pretty well today, up on a down market day, holding those gains. Nice breakout of compression. And yeah, I mean, this is a nice one. You can even day trade as well. Came back here, tested support, breaks above VWAP, take the trade, right? Come back over here, buy it at VWAP, you can take the trade again. So app is a pretty nice pick. Next one we had was GoDaddy. Got it over here. GoDaddy is still looking pretty good. Again, up on a down day, compressing while the market is moving down, holding those gains. I like what I see in this stock, and we're just going to drop an alert here so we know when it starts to break through that high. Reddit had a little bit of a bullish hammer today. I like this a lot. Came back in, tested support here. Super sharp V reversal to close right back at the close to the high of the day over here. So really nice stuff on Reddit. And again, yeah, I think the stock is going to go higher. Love the show of support, and you're going to just drop an alert line over there. I gave AFRM. That stock is holding pretty flat. Didn't sell off too much with the market today. I think there's actually a pretty decent chance to enter the stock as well. So, yeah, looking pretty nice. And then I gave Dash. Dash is the only one that I'm not as crazy about. Now, the good thing is I sized it for a potential drawdown all the way to AVWAP-E, even to this upward sloping trend line around 165. Now, Dash had some pretty big selling and has been able to get off the deck, so I'm not going to panic immediately, right? This is still intraday, but what we want to see on these red candles is that we want it to stop and we want it to get eaten out pretty quickly. So look, Dash does this thing, right? Like look at this candle here, look at this candle here. It had these little pokes, these little tests to support, right? After a big move, it'll flush down and it'll kind of come back up. So as long as this candle looks like this, where it's just one off, a little poke, grind higher, right? A little poke, back higher, move up a little bit higher. I'm okay with that. We're still intraday. We still got half of the day to go, so we want to wait for that to happen. Now, the other picks that we are in is Amazon, which is testing support. I didn't add to Amazon yesterday. Excuse me. Didn't add to Amazon yesterday because it didn't quite clear this 205 level. It poked above it, and I want to see it hold, but we kind of got a little bit of a sell-off. We need to kind of one more test of this level. Test. Now, I still like the stock, but my conditions were it had to clear this level, and SPY had to be above the gap. So right now, SPY, it closed on the gap, and I felt confident adding to stocks that were holding up really well. But Amazon was looking good, but it did kind of sell off a little bit too hard, I felt like, on the 14th. Considering what the market did, I like to see a little bit more strength. That's why I didn't add to it. It's not like super weak or anything, but if I compare it to a stock like Team, another stock we're in, you can see how we held the move down pretty well, and we're not really giving back too many of those gains. So Team we also added on. Stock is pulling back today. I'm not really worried about that. This is a pretty weak dip. If you compare that to Dash, there's no long red candles on heavy volume that has us to really be worried or is going to cause us any alarm. So those are the picks we're in. And Cart on this broken time spread. Again, this is going to be pretty much dead in the water, but just kind of a lesson about managing it. At this point, the chance of it winning is 1%, but it's better to hold it because if it does get through, you get a massive payoff. So it's a low probability, low risk at this point, but very high payoff situation. Okay, so market for today, longer term time frame. I'm not going to flash the chart. Nothing too much has changed. So yesterday we got this really nice bullish move, and we closed right on the gap. Now, I like to see it close above the gap for me to get more long, but closed right on the gap. I was bullish enough. I felt like this support was going to hold, and on these swings, I am leaning on this support here at 584. So test. I like this kind of tail. I'm okay with that right now. So this actually provides a pretty nice entry point to take some swing longs here. And I actually may do that leaning on this 584 level. So I may take a SPY swing long here. But I think so far, if you look at today, we got some decent selling pressure. It's heavy. I like if you look at this, we get this long red candle here, and then this bar at 10, right? Way higher volume. That tells us there's some stopping volume coming in here. We get this nice bullish candle and heavy volume. Test another test low, right? This isn't a strong move lower, and then this is a stronger move higher. We're getting another higher low. We're pushing up higher. So bulls are wrestling control here. Now, I thought, look, maybe there's a chance we get over here, but I still fine working off some selling pressure today, even tomorrow, right? One more test, but I do want us to get lift off soon, at least this week. If I don't see follow through, I may scale back on some of the starters. I may scale back on some of the ads because I'm looking for that immediate follow through over here. So it's going to have me a little bit more cautious. Now, if we're here and we just can't get off the deck for this whole week and even the beginning of next week, okay, I'm going to be a little bit more worried because we didn't get the time confirmation that we needed. So that's what I'm kind of looking at for the swings and for the starter positions. If we break through this 584 level, right, we're going to look to exit some of the ones that aren't working, maybe scale back on some of the ads and just play it safe. We can always re-enter those positions at a better price. Now, a couple picks for today. Not a lot of day trade picks, but one I liked quite a bit. Lemonade has been absolutely going nuts over here. I don't know what they're putting in their lemons, but massive gap up. We're flagging and holding. I really like this pattern because we're compressing. And when this stock going to get this benign bearish cycle here and we start to break up over here, that's going to be a really nice day trade. So that's what I like on Lemonade. Now, you'd want to be careful on this stock for one reason and one reason only. If you use AVWAPs, is that we are approaching the IPO AVWAP all the way over here. So that can provide some resistance. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so you can see a ton of high volume candles, and we broke through a lot of these ranges over here. And there's some highs coming up over here. These red lines are highs of long red candles that have super heavy volume. So, right, you can see massive volume here. That's going to be an important line. Really big volume here. So that helps us see, yeah, above 2.5x RVol, real relative volume, by the way, relative to the market. So that's going to be some major lines to watch out for in terms of what could stop it. But this stock is going parabolic, so you'd want to hop on this train pretty much as early as possible, and I'd size it for massive swings. At this point, I don't think the risk reward is worth it unless you take some sort of like CDS here. You go for $4 and your loss is less than $4, but you would have to. I wouldn't really take it. I would take like a very small size that can take a drawdown all the way to like $34. So that's what I would do for a stock like Lemonade. I like that. Airbnb is a decent one today as well. Getting above that AVWAP E. Now I do want to be careful on Airbnb because there's that earnings AVWAP. There's also the AVWAP from yeah, this level right here. You can see it looks like there's a ton of high volume candles that it got stopped out over here. That's providing some resistance. There's the IPO of Airbnb, which is actually pretty interesting. So we have some room over there. If I'm going to look at maybe like a 15-minute chart of this stock, what I would do is drop one right here at the high. I'm going to make that red. And you can see how we're just kind of chopping around that line and we're kind of hitting that resistance over here. So I like to see us kind of break above that. If I also drop in the earnings AVWAP over here, we are at that line as well. So yeah, we got to get through these lines. I don't think it's quite ready yet, but if we can get through that high, it does look pretty good. I know this is on the angle over here. So Airbnb is decent. One I like actually quite a bit is VRT. VRT is a decent day trade. You can see it's holding all of the gains, compressing here for a little bit. I like to see the stock get above VWAP, and then I could probably take maybe a shorter term trade on that guy, but that's what I like on VRT. So VRT might be my day trade pick of the day if I can get above VWAP, but my swing pick is going to be Twilio. Look at that, finding support of the 8 EMA, grinding up higher. Volume is okay on a day like this. It's not bad, it's not great, but I love how it's finding support. And if I pull this up on my charts here, take a look at Twilio. Yeah, so you can see that the stock pulling back, and if I drop one line right here, we are getting through this level. Oh, and it looks like I already did it. Yep, so we're getting through this level. We're through this pivot high. So really like this stock, and I may take it potentially as a long today, but maybe do a smaller size on it because this made a pretty big move. So but let's see if we can kind of get through it pretty quickly. So Twilio is going to be, I think, the pick of the day here. Taking day as a day trader is swing. And I'd also going to recommend VRT as a day trade. So those are your picks for today, Twilio and VRT. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And we're going to take a look at how these picks did in tomorrow's video.